Hello and welcome to round 16 of the 2017 Formula Virtual World Championship here from Indianapolis in the United States. My name is Downton and I'll be joined today by Harry Westwood.
Hello.
Let's take a look through the grid then for the United States V-Prix of 2017. It's Klaas van Snelheid on pole just from Nathaniel Powers. Carl Beckenbauer starts third ahead of Alar Kanga with a career best qualifying in fourth place. Puccio Giordano lines up fifth ahead of Timo Kinnaman. Arden Hutchinson shares row 4 with Adrian Simon, while Enrique Ruiz and Judson Sykes round out the top 10. Lewis Ellington and Alexander Zazolia are on row 6 ahead of a disappointed Finn Schneider and Felix Bayer. James Harding also outqualified his teammate in 15th, Will Hoskins lines up alongside him. Elroy Wagner starts from 17th with Johan Halvorsen 18th. Stuart Harrison and Nikolai Milkovic round out the top 20. On row 11 it's the two Funs, more on them later, Carsten Davenport and Nolan Lindman. Diego Campos is alongside Alexei Nowasinski, and on the back row of the grid Jochen van Snelheid and Hugh Dwyer, who failed to set a time in qualifying. So as we go down to the grid then we have Klaas van Snelheid on pole on the left, Nathaniel Powers second on the right. It's a long hold. The lights go out now and we're racing in Indianapolis. It looks like a very strong start from Powers, who's already up and alongside his teammate Klaas. The two Downtons are going to go wheel to wheel and side by side into turn 1 behind them. Beckenbauer and Kanga are side by side as well. Nathaniel Powers sweeps around the outside of turn 1. Klaas is going to come back at him though at turn 2. Also sweeps around the outside. There's still wheel to wheel, the two Downtons, but Powers is going to get it. Nathaniel Powers leads then, or does Klaas come back at him? No. Powers leads from Klaas. It's Beckenbauer in third, and I think Giordano's jumped up past Kanga into fourth.
Yeah, there's a very tidy start as we see Hutchinson threatening Kinnaman into the fast chain. And I think now that's Simon is going to be looking at Hutchinson down into the slow section. So
yeah, Simon and Ruiz go side by side then. And they're still side by side. It's Simon who's going to hold the inside line, but Ruiz sweeps around the outside. Or no, Simon's going back around the outside of the next corner. So Simon takes that place then and moves up to 7th, I think.
I'm going to go with yeah. No, he was already in front of Ruiz.
Was he?
Schneider comes under attack from Judson Sykes with a beautiful move. But Finn holds on to the place for now. Schneider
then with a fantastic start. He was 13th on the grid, he's 10th already.
Wow, so 3 places on the opening lap. It's very good to see them all get away quite cleanly though, but this top 6 has already pulled out quite a gap.
Yeah, Powers leads at the end of lap 1 then, but Klaas van Snelheid is right on his tail, and Beckenbauer going with them in third as well.
Yeah, obviously a short lap here, so it's going to take quite a few laps for them to actually escape from the clutches of the likes of Beckenbauer, if of course Carl actually does start dropping off.
I genuinely thought you were going to say something like it's going to take them quite a few laps to finish this race. I was going to say, well, yeah, 78.
It's only going to take 77 more actually, Bradley, so don't appreciate
well, if you want to be
yourself.
pedantic, 76 and a half.
I'll
precisely.
Reach across
Moving on, Powers still leads then as we head towards the end of lap 2. Klaas and Beckenbauer are still there. Giordano and Kanga holding on as well. But the rest of the field are starting to slip back slightly, although I know Kinnaman's with them as well.
Yeah, just about keeping touch with the back of the pack, but obviously when it hits that middle sector, that dirty air really does seem to harm the Westwood.
Great start as well then from Hugh Dwyer. I've just noticed he's up to 20th, well now 19th from last on the grid.
Wow, that's a lightning start, 2 laps. Schneider now is closing, Ruiz, who's also closing right up on Simon, who's also closing up on Hutchinson. So
yeah, Hutchinson seems to be struggling with quite a bit of pace in these early laps, despite being on the super soft tyres.
Yeah, and Simon on the softs is actually looking quite comfortable at the moment, despite the the low temperatures we're running today.
Yeah, very much so. It's I mean, we're nice and warm in the commentary box. We've got some lovely heating in here, but it's freezing outside. They've got 6 degrees air temperature.
Might I add that the radiator was on his side of the commentary box, not mine.
Well, I'm nice and warm.
Well, I'm nice. Let's just go back to the racing, Bradley.
Let's. What I think would be an idea is to run through the tyre choices a second. So, as usual, stop me if anything exciting happens. The majority of the field are on the super softs today, as Powers looks as though he's starting to stretch a gap out ever so slightly back to his teammate then.
Yes, he is looking quite strong in these opening laps, but Klaus isn't going to want to let that go. He's lost a lot of ground in the last couple of races, so I kind of thought you were opening the door up for me to say something, so I did, but you can go and do your tyres now.
Yeah, and actually mentioning that, it was something that was that I looked upon earlier. Klaus has actually lost points in the last 4 races, totaling 55.
Wow. That's
considering there's only 100 points available in 4 races, that's incredible.
Yeah. Obviously, whether he was being struck with bad luck or anything like that, it's been disastrous for his title challenge, and now it's gotten to the point where Nathaniel is not only right back in it, he's got the edge on his teammate.
Yeah, certainly is. A 14-point lead arriving here today then. The championship can't be won because there's still 2 races after this, with 50 points up for grabs. But, well, we'll see what happens. Let's run through the tyre choices then. We're going to go from the hardest compound to the softest. We have Johan Halverson is the only driver running on the hards here today. I get the feeling that he's in for quite a long race, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a long pit lane, so there's a bit of time to be made up perhaps in doing 1 or 2 less stops, but those tyres are just never going to get up to temperature with the conditions as they are.
Yeah, the Dane could struggle here. We've got his teammate, Stuart Harrison, and then Olin Inman and Alexei Novosinki are running on the mediums. On the softs, we've got both DS Mattershall cars, surprisingly, of Al Arcanga and Adrian Simon. Zazolia, Bayer, Hoskins, Davenport, Jochen van Snelheid and Hugh Dwyer, and the rest of the field are on the supers.
Yeah, I mean, we expected when we came here, we knew it was going to be quite a cold Sunday. I mean, temperatures weren't too bad in Friday practice and qualifying yesterday, but when it came to the race, everyone knew that it was going to be a bit of a chilly day, so obviously they need to go for those softer compounds that will just come up to temperature a bit faster and have a... what am I trying to say? Their operating zone is much easier to reach in these conditions.
Yeah, very much so. And just to give a radiator update, bloody thing's just packed up.
Good.
It's now absolutely freezing up here.
Instantly freezing, is it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Maybe you should have bought a coat like I do, because I know that they always put the radiator on your bloody side of the box.
Well, you know, it's the advantage of being lead commentator. You get a radiator, you get paid.
Something about you that's gay.
I mean, yeah, but...
okay, but here's the thing. Coming on to lap 7 now, Carl Beckenbauer is not losing touch with these guys at all.
No, he's not. Sticking right with the Downton pair. They are not getting away. I'm not sure how close behind them Giordano is.
There. No, that's Ruiz. Good one. So I was so confident with that one as well. Giordano, you'd expect him to have dropped off.
It looks like he's pretty much there with them from that shot anyway.
Well, speaking of dropping off, Al Arcanga seems to be losing quite a lot of time and coming under a bit of pressure now from the fin of Timo Kinnaman.
Yeah, he is indeed. Let's not forget that Kanga is running on the soft tyres, so you would expect him to be losing out a little bit of time here in the early stages.
Absolutely. The thing that the soft-side guys have to understand is that they're going to be so vulnerable to the undercut today. Unfortunately, where those super softs will come up to speed a lot faster, they will be a lot... Wow! James Harding really ragging it through there. Out-qualified his teammate yesterday, actually, and so far seems to be putting out a bit of a gap on him.
He did. We had a few... is that Campos running ahead of Milkovic? Do you know, I think it is. I do believe Diego Campos is running ahead of his teammate.
Campos to win the race.
Well, he's done it before here.
Exactly. He's an experienced driver at the Indianapolis Speedway. I can't believe I had to think of the name of the place we're at. It was literally above the door as I walked in.
Yes. Yes, it was. But yeah, obviously Campos is back for what we expect. Well, what we know is his final race at Ingram, and what I think we all expect to be his final ever race in Formula Virtual, really.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he's not exactly one of those standout drivers, is he? That you think, oh, I definitely
don't say it's the total opposite, but
but it's a shame always to see like a driver retire, because whether they're fast or slow, they always bring something to the paddock. So
does he?
He won the US Grand Prix V-Prix in damn it, I've not that made. He won the US V-Prix in 2014, and then Ingram, that arguably shouldn't have been winning races, although Milkovic did win in France that year.
He did?
But even so.
Yeah, I get your point. Meanwhile, Adrian Simon is still stuck behind Arden Hutchinson.
Yeah, I think where he's got the pace to be there or thereabouts, the dirty air combined with the lesser grip on those softer tyres is just hurting him enough to mean that he can't actually find a way past.
I have to say, you'll be stunned with this. You can take your coat off now, Harry. The temperature's gone up to 7 degrees.
Wow, I'm set. I can finally relax in my my shorts and t-shirt. You know, this is all I ever wanted. Ooh, Clark's looking a bit closer at this lap, I think. So he looks to be reeling in Nathaniel a little bit. Maybe trying to feel out his pace today before he can, you know, settle into a rhythm and start chasing down his teammate.
Yeah, the gap's certainly not stretching out, and likewise the Downtons aren't pulling away from Beckenbauer and Giordano behind. The four of them still running pretty much nose to tail at the front of this field.
Yeah, so at the moment it's anyone's guess. Obviously, the top four all on these super soft tyres, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes, so strategy won't come into it. It's just going to be
always Sykes. I'm not sure if he was looking down the inside there or trying to defend or what he was doing.
Either way, he's lost a lot of ground on that final points-paying position. Obviously, Sykes driving a fantastic race last time out, but not, well, I would say not compared to Carl, but I think they both drove outstandingly well.
Yeah, given Judson wasn't on the ideal, what turned out to be the ideal strategy either. I think it was a very good drive from the young Russian. Let's not forget, he doesn't have the experience that Beckenbauer has.
No, so where Carl was able to, Carl knew that what he needed to do over the course of the whole weekend to make that strategy work. He knew that if it was going to be cold, he was going to be on the supers, he needed to be at the front in qualifying. And somehow he managed it, just like he has today, qualifying third. But Sykes, I think, he's still learning. He's been in the sport for, what, 2 years now? 2 seasons? 3?
Yeah, this is his third. He joined in 2015 with Ocelot, didn't he?
Yeah, whereas Carl has competed in every year of this series since its birth. I was trying to think of the word and sound all smart. Don't judge me.
No one's judging. People are long past the stage of judging.
So we've got a huge wire then. I don't know where he's made his way up to now, but I'm sure it's Fab. Well, that's Elroy Wagner, so I'm going to guess it's approximately 17th.
It's got to be somewhere around there, yeah. He's making progress.
Yeah, which is really impressive. We could always talk for a sec about the Honk This team and the deal that they have struck for next season in Formula Virtual.
We could do, but seeing as we've just seen Ola Limran, I think there's another story that we really need to address first.
Yes.
As the camera closes in on Carson Davenport, and sadly the curtain is closing on the fun team in Formula Virtual. This is going to be their last United States V-Prix. It's going to be their last season, and so this included, they've only got 3 races left for them.
Yeah, the news has come quite suddenly. They weren't known to be in any financial turmoil. The team principal
well, we don't know if that's the reason
publicly
they're actually leaving. Nothing was announced. It was just that they would be leaving the series.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the team principal has publicly announced that he's got other commitments elsewhere to fulfill now.
Oh, sorry, I don't want to
wow.
but there's a mistake from Powers, and Klaas looks around the outside then for the race lead. Is he going to take
He's
it?
got
He
it.
is! Klaas van Snelheid is into the lead of the United States V-Prix after a mistake from his teammate Nathaniel Powers.
What? I'm not gonna lie, I was completely looking away there. I did not see what happened.
Absolutely, so was I. Powers now coming under pressure from Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer down the inside. Is the German going to make it even worse for championship leader? He is. And Giordano through as well. Beckenbauer's into the lead.
Overtake. Wow, that was some fantastic driving from Carl there. He knew he'd been put right on the back of the Downton pair, and he was just so calm and collected in the way he took the inside to take Nathaniel and then swept around the outside of Klaas. That was sensational driving.
Powers has just gone from first to fourth in a matter of corners.
That is not what he wanted at all. Klaas won't mind that too much, I don't think. I mean, he wants that race victory, but he needs to be in front of Powers.
Absolutely, and Beckenbauer now looking like he's starting to pull a bit of a gap as well. So maybe the Downtons were actually struggling.
Could be that they were actually holding up the guys behind. Oh, I think we've had
down the inside of Simon. Looks Adria. Nope.
That's Breeze.
Yeah, that's the one.
Good try. Down the inside of Simon goes Adrian Simon.
Yes, stuff.
Finn Schneider made a mistake somewhere. He's now only just repassing James Harding, it seems, for 13th place. Or 12th.
Or is he? Oh, yeah. Wonder what went on there then.
I don't know. Hopefully we'll get a replay. But that fight for the lead, that was mad.
Yeah, Christ. Oh, overtakes galore there.
Yeah. I don't even have words for that. That's amazing.
Now
not for Nathaniel Powers.
No, definitely not from Nathaniel Powers. Now that that's calmed down a little bit though, should we go back to fun?
Yes. Yeah, the principal obviously said he had other commitments to fulfill. He doesn't seem
Sorry,
there's
yeah.
Fastest lap.
Yeah, so clearly Downton were struggling there.
Yeah. So that's interesting then, because Downton, having looked so strong all season, these last two races have seemed a bit
meh.
A bit shaky in comparison to North Star and obviously Franklin and thereabouts as well. Ruiz now has made his way past. Oh yeah, we watched that.
Yeah. I called him Adrian.
Yes, you did. Well done. So he's now chasing down, obviously, Arden Hutchinson for that delicious 8th place, I'm going to say. 6th, 7th, I don't care.
It's got the 7th.
Something like that. Certainly not 3rd, or 1st.
Anyway, fun.
Yes.
I was waiting for you to say a bit more.
Okay.
I thought you were in the middle of something, to be honest.
I am now, Bradley.
Well, there we go.
Dick Deisman obviously has stated he's not sad about these commitments he now has to fulfill. He's not. It's nothing bad. He is sad to be leaving the series, but he hopes to move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's as we see Ruiz now looking to the inside of Hutchinson at turn 1. Surely he's going to get this done, and it looks fairly easy for the Brazilian as he moves up into 7th place then.
Yeah, that pass looked pretty convincing to me.
Absolutely, but yeah, for me personally, I'm devastated to see Fun go. They've always been that sort of that plucky underdog team that everyone's cheered for, and it was so incredible to see them take their first podium, pole, win last season. I don't think there was anyone disappointed to see it.
No, they were obviously the last of the original teams to get their pole position, their podium and their race win. But it was really fantastic to see. Oh, Carl Beckenbauer. Wow.
Yeah, Beckenbauer and Giordano into the pits then.
Oh, but Klaas stays out.
And so does Powers.
So at the moment, we're looking at a 5-stop on the Super Softs. That's not what they would have wanted.
No, especially when you consider how close Alar Kanga is to them still on the softs.
Yeah. Wow, that's going to be close. Mind you, the guys who have taken it to lap 16 are going to be able to do a 4-stop.
Are they really?
If they can take their tyres that long for 2 or 3 of the stints.
Ah, yes, very good point. Right, fun. Let's finish that.
Fun. Yes, fun. You do the fun. I'll drink some beer.
Oh god. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, as we see, then as we say, Fun only have 3 races left in the series. We will endeavour to follow their progress, but unfortunately, I don't think they're really going to be in amongst any great scraps, to be honest.
Not particularly. Obviously, what that does do is it frees up Davenport and Inman for it. Whoa! Beckenbauer straight around the outside of Hoskins there.
He made him look stupid, didn't he?
Yeah. Made him look like he was driving a GP2 car.
As there we go then, into the pits come both Class and Powers. Kanga goes into the lead.
Yeah. Now then, it's going to be about what kind of pace that Kanga can get in the fresh air.
Yeah, what'll be interesting as well then is to see where everyone feeds back out. Sykes has gone through in 3rd, but where is Beckenbauer going to come out in relation to the 2 Downtons? I think he's going to be well clear.
Yeah.
And he certainly is.
This is a very long pit lane.
Have they got ahead of Giordano though? Yes, they have, both of them.
Oh, that was very close there in front of Felix Bayer for Nathaniel Powers there. That was very important to not get stuck behind not 1 but 2 of the soft runners. And Kinnaman was right on the back of Giordano there, so Giordano must have lost a lot of time in his outlap.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Because he was ahead of Powers as well when his Harding flips one of the curb really quite badly on the way out of the pits.
Oh, I think Giordano must have come out behind...
Yeah, he's stuck behind Dwyer, isn't he?
Yeah. Timo Kinnaman won't mind that 1 bit. Well, he will if he ends up stuck behind Hugh Dwyer for too long.
So, at what point do we go down to a 3-stop? Oh, who's that in the pits? That's Judson Sykes.
A 3-stop?
As Beckenbauer sets the fastest lap. What a time!
He'll be on to Zollier in a matter of corners.
He will at that pace.
And Powers makes his way up past Hoskins. Hoskins fights back though. And then Powers sweeps around the outside of turn 2. Says, thank you very much, I'll have that spot. Oh, we've got
2 Ingrams are into the
wheel
pits.
to wheel with Davenport. Oh yes, so they are. Schneider's made his way past on the straight as we see Ellington making moves on Harrison. I thought it was Halverson, but it's no it's a Has.
What?
Jake Hafter. I don't know, okay? I'm doing my best. I'm...
Oh look, Diego Campos is last.
No, he's only just made his stop.
Yeah, I know, but you know, it's still fun.
That's not very nice.
No, but it's where we expect to find him.
So DS Mathishaw running a 1-2 at the moment.
Or is it a 2-1?
What? Aha! I like it.
Yeah, there we go.
Now then, this is Kinnaman on. Yeah, there's a very visible. Oh, okay. Kinnaman backs out of it.
Yeah, actually, that as Giordano then sweeps around the outside of Bayer.
Yeah.
But oh, and there's been contact.
Okay, that's one way of getting past. Oh dear.
Yes, Kinnaman and Dwyer then have come together, but I think what we just saw there was a very clear example of what Holmqvist were talking about in the press release. That here we go then. This is the collision.
Oh, that's just clumsy.
It was rather, wasn't it? Lucky neither car got any damage, but yeah, that was just a little bit silly from Kinnaman. As Powers is closed.
Powers is
No, that was Class is closed right back up to
not closed up on
Beckenbauer.
anyone.
Sorry, that totally threw me.
Anyway, back to
Yeah,
back
well,
to
I'll let you
Renault
run with
saga.
that one.
So obviously, Holmqvist recently, as we got Beckenbauer making moves now on.
Oh, Zazolia squeezed in there, right up against the wall. And is that going to give Klaas a run around the outside, possibly?
Oh,
he's
Klaas
late
gonna do
lunge,
both
and
of
he's
them.
gone past both of them. Has he? No,
Zazolia's
Zazolia's going to fight back. But Klaas van Snelheid...
You can't find one. Sorry, go on.
Oh, Klaas van Snelheid then has got the pair of them. What a brilliant move and absolutely crucial. Beckenbauer is looking to go through as well. They're side by side. Beckenbauer has to back out of it. This is allowing Powers to get much, much closer to the German. But all of Beckenbauer's hard work undone there when he got nearly squeezed into the wall by Zazolia. Powers now going around the outside. Is he going to get payback for the move that was pulled on him earlier? I think he might do. Powers, is he going to go back into fourth?
Oh.
Yes, he's up to fifth then. Past Cole Beckenbauer, who loses 2 spots within 1 lap. And at both times it was because he was pretty much blocked by Alexander Zazolia.
Yeah, unfortunately that'll be where the racecraft of Klaas van Snelheid and Nathaniel Powers comes into play, where they've been so used to approaching slower cars on different tyre strategies.
I think that's
they
fair.
know how to deal with that scenario a wee bit better than Carmite at the moment.
Yeah, but now Powers looks to be struggling with Zazolia as well, although Zazolia now defending the inside line. I think Powers is going to sweep easily around the outside of turn 1 on the softer rubber, and indeed he does. Powers goes up to 4th place then, and the 2 Downtons are in what looks to be a net 1-2. They just have to hunt down the 2 DS Mathershaw cars.
Yeah, well, to reach a 3 stop, we are only after what? So that'd be, we're already in 3 stop territory.
So they need to catch and pass the DS Mathershaws if they're to win this one.
Well, if we make it to, if the soft side runners can make it
sorry,
to
Beckenbauer finally get past Zazolia then.
Took his time about it. But if we can make it to lap 26 with the soft tire runners, they will be on a 2-stop strategy, and by then they will be untouchable.
Yeah, it certainly will. And I'll be honest, that's not something I was expecting here with a temperature of 7 degrees.
Well, no, their lap time drop off has not. Oh, there's Simon in the pits to prove
and
me
look
wrong.
how close Klaas was to Kanga. No, it's Kanga in the pits.
Oh,
Kanga pits from the lead then.
Damn, that's.
Where's he going to feed back out? Because that's going to be really quite interesting. He's going to be between Giordano and Kinnaman, so exactly where he was earlier on.
So that's not done him any favours at all.
Wow. I don't know, he's making 1 less pit stop than the rest of them.
Well, don't forget, if Kinnaman hadn't had that coming together either with Dwyer, he might have actually ended up in front of Kanga.
Yeah, but Kanga's still making 1 less stop. And at that point that he'd made the 1 less stop just before he pitted just now, he was, well, pretty comfortably clear.
Buddy, the point I was trying to make was that there's quite a difference in lap time between the supers and the softs.
But I don't think there is.
No?
No.
Well,
those guys have been on a fresh set of supers for what, like 4 or 5 laps? If
yeah,
not
that's
a little
what I
bit
was saying
more.
earlier, with the undercut effect. They'll get those tyres up to speed not only a lot easier, but also they'll be pitting a lot earlier.
And yet Kanga's still come out exactly where he was before the stops, if not slightly further up the road, because he's right on the tail of Giordano, as Simon now pits as well.
Looks like he's got a bit of a run on him at the moment, so...
I think these soft tyres are working absolutely beautifully.
Yes, well, it does seem to have worked for the likes of Simon and Kanga. Dwyer, not so much.
No, but to be fair, Dwyer started last.
You're a nitpicker.
I am, yes. You should be used to this by now.
I'll never get used to you being a nitpicker.
Ah, well, you know, there we go. Anyway, go back to your story.
Yes, obviously. So, Holmqvist for next year have secured an engine deal with the supercar, or rather the hypercar manufacturer Koenigsegg, for engine supply for the 2 years or 1 year, or was it not specified?
I've no idea.
That's come after Holmqvist have claimed that Westwood are receiving superior engines to them from Renault. Then they're being favouritised a little bit, and well, they're frankly not happy with that. And who can blame them? Especially when you saw Kinnaman's closing speed on Hugh Dwyer, it was just, there was a noticeable difference.
There certainly was. Oh no,
Oh,
no, that's
no.
Beckenbauer. Jochen van Snelhout coming out of the pits then has caught up Carl Beckenbauer,
Oh,
and that's lost him a lot of time. He's
places.
lost out to Giordano and Kanga, but thankfully, I don't think there's any damage.
No, well, we'll see the next time he goes by the pits to see if he's actually got to pit for any damage, but wow, especially how hard they ride those curves in the middle sector there, that could be quite dangerous for his front right suspension.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous there from Jochen van Snelhout. I have no idea what he was playing at as he's off in the background. I think. I'm sure I just saw him spin.
More than likely.
What was he doing?
Yeah. Gotta say, the only losers really in this sort of pit stop phase look like Schneider and Zazolia.
Well, Schneider had already, for some reason, dropped down a bit beforehand, hadn't he?
That's true.
So, I think he's pretty much where he was, but yeah.
Beckenbauer and Kinnaman have swapped places. Has Carl got a problem?
He's in, he's
Carl's
pitted!
in the pit.
Beckenbauer's pitted!
Oh no!
However, he shouldn't have to make any additional stops. He should still be on 5, shouldn't he?
570. Yes. But he will be suffering quite a massive undercut in the later stages. He'll have the undercut now. Yeah,
and there we go, that was what happened
there. You
there.
can see that front right suspension just moving about, and you can imagine they're just wanting to bring him in at least to just have a check, and they'll stick on some fresh tyres while they're at it, obviously with an unlimited supply.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was 100% Jochen's fault, wasn't it? Beckenbauer was so far over to the side of the track, there was literally nowhere else he could have gone, and Jochen just swept across the front of him.
Yeah, I can imagine the stewards might want to take a look at that, as Beckenbauer emerges in 13th place. That's a massive shame.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
I reckon he can fight his way back into the points at least, with the pace he has.
Should do, and technically he's got a bit of an undercut himself here now.
Yes, so he should make some moves on the next lot of super soft tired runners.
In fact, this might not work out too badly for him, because each stint he's going to have a sort of 4 or 5 lap undercut?
Yeah, that's true. As long as he doesn't feed back out into traffic, it might pay off for him.
Yeah,
But,
so...
Sorry.
No, that's Sykes. It's alright. I was going to say, but it hasn't worked because he's in traffic. Oh no, Beckenbauer pits again!
The team clearly aren't happy with whatever they did last time, but... Oh no.
What an absolute disaster then for the winner of the Canadian V-Prix last time out.
Got to wonder if this is just too far for him to make now to get back to the points. He's dropped down to 19th place.
Well, yeah, I mean that's his 3rd stop, and he still has 4 to go, 3 to go.
Yeah. Still got what? Lap 41, lap 56, lap 71.
3 to go.
So 3 stops.
As one of the Ocelots is getting in the way of absolutely everyone, but you know, we've come to expect that now.
Shocked. Ocelot, seemingly only capable of being raced on the forums, it seems. Moving on.
Sykes has made up some ground.
Yeah, he has, Anna.
Ahead of both Ruiz and Seymour. For the 2nd race in a row then, Sykes finds himself battling champions. Well, I'm sure he's loving this.
Yeah, he proved last time out that he's more than capable of doing it. And it's what we like to see. I mean, he showed promise in his first season with Ocelot. And then he's kind of just been a bit of a... He wasn't exactly bad for North Star last season, but let's face it, it was North Star last season. They weren't going to be producing anything spectacular.
No, sadly not.
But this year, he's really risen to the plate with the car that they provided for him, and he has, sure enough, made his way past Arden Hutchinson. No, he comes back. I'm just looking at the screen on the side, hoping for a change of camper. Here's Simon and Ruiz.
Yeah, I was going to say, Simon and Ruiz are side by side as well.
And now that's invited Finn Schneider to the party.
He's closed
This
up
is
there.
a pretty... Yeah, he's definitely done some good work there.
So Schneider's got back past Ellington somewhere, probably on the strap.
More than likely. But yeah, it's a massive shame for that to happen with the Renault engines, because I don't think, have we tried Renault in this sport before Honkfist came in?
Yes.
I don't think we have.
Meteor in 2013.
Ah, yes. And it's a shame because on the one hand they've had so much success with well, Westwood and Honkfist really getting multiple podiums this season, regular points finishes, considered arguably one of the most drivable engines on the grid, and then that we find out that there's something like this going on behind the scenes. Ooh, Beckenbauer nearly comes together with another car there.
He does, but he's made his way back up to 17th place now.
Wow. Definitely a man on a mission.
Yeah, next target Hugh Dwyer then, who's up into 16th from last summer. That's not too bad, he's made up 10 spots already.
Yeah.
As so far neither of the medium runners or Howison on the hards have pitted. So that's going to be, what, a 2-stop at least.
That's a 2-stop at the moment with 29 and 58, but if we manage to get them to 39, that's going to be a 1-stop.
It is indeed. Harry can maths.
No, don't be jumping to conclusions now. Look. Maths is a strong word.
Will I only be disappointed at a latter stage?
For anything like my parents, you will. So we've got Sykes obviously still battling out with Hutchinson, who seems for now to have the edge, but you'd imagine with the pace he's got and the pace in that North Star that he'd be looking to get after Timo Kinnaman is. Carl Beckenbauer's all over the back of Hugh Dwyer here.
Yeah, he certainly is, and surely he's going to dive around the outside of turn 1. He does indeed. Sweeps around, and the softer compound he's got on that car really aids him there to get around Hugh Dwyer and up into 16th place.
Absolutely, and if the pace between the soft and the super soft tyres isn't that different, then I can only assume that the difference is going to come down to which tyre is superior in wheel-to-wheel combat. Wheel-to-wheel combat? They're not fighting each other. Sorry, I don't know why I said
wheel-to-wheel combat works.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm going to commit to it. Wheel-to-wheel combat.
Good. You commit to it.
Yeah. Which is funny.
And if someone tells you you're wrong, you argue with them, but then you do anyway, so you know.
Yeah, it's true. Now then, we're on to lap 30. Are we going to be seeing the pit stops for the next couple of laps? We will see.
You'd imagine so. It'll be between now and lap 32, won't it?
Yeah, that's our super soft pit window for now. They've not made that much progress on the soft side.
Oh, as Powers is thrown wide, slightly trying to lap one of the Meteors.
Yeah. Oh, that's some very interesting driving from
Powers has been put in the wall.
Is that going to be damaging to his suspension? I feel like Powers is probably going to... Yeah, Powers peels off into the pits, I think.
Does he? I mean, I'm guessing he probably has. No, he hasn't.
Oh, he hasn't. Well...
Jesus, what's that Downton made of? I mean, I should know, really, but...
Look at that difference in straight line speed. That Volvo engine is just so...
slow.
Lackluster. I wanted to use a good word.
Slow.
Lackluster.
Slow.
Lackluster.
Same thing.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, so not quite sure what was going on there then. Between as one of the funds gets sideways through the chicane, and is that caused? It has. Kanga's got past Giordano as a result. Alar Kanga's up to 3rd.
Oh, Giordano's going to be fuming with that one, and he still can't find a way past Inman. This is holding up an absolute treat. Obviously, Inman on the medium tyres, having not stopped. Oh no.
So here we go then, on board with Giordano, and well, to be fair, there wasn't a lot you could do about it. And Kanga, that was brilliant racecraft from Kanga, brilliant foresight to just dive past.
Yeah, absolutely. To read that situation and think, right, this is the exact, like, this is what I can get out of this. That's.
As Class into the pits then.
So he's made those go 16 laps, I think.
15. They both pitted on lap 16 first time round.
Oh.
So he was 1 lap short this time. He's going to have to get a couple more 16 lap stints out of them if he's going to eke this out as a 4-star.
Absolutely, as obviously we've got Kinnaman in the pits in the background, but Schneider, Sykes, the likes of them carry on.
Yeah,
no, they don't. Yes,
sorry?
they do. Sorry, I'm confusing myself, Bradley.
That's right. Where's he going to come back out? He's fed out
right
just behind Ruiz.
Ooh, that was a bit of a tight one, if you ask me, Bradley.
Yeah, and right in traffic. If they're being held up by Hutchinson, this could massively play into the hands of Nathaniel Powers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at the cars that Klaas has around him.
More importantly, that could really seriously aid the soft-tired runners if he ends up getting caught behind more of them.
It should, although an awful lot of these guys, if not all of them, apart from Simon, should dive into the pits this lap.
You'd imagine, wouldn't you? But if they don't, then fair play, you know, they're just helping their strategy even more.
Yeah, Powers does pit from the lead then, so it's going to be interesting to see where he'll feed back out. Kanga goes through to take the lead, and what a comfortable lead it looks as though it's going to be. Where is Nathaniel Powers going to feed back out then, in relation to, most importantly, his teammate? Hutchinson pits.
So
Ruiz follows him in as well.
Pitted. Yeah, that train has pitted.
Sykes and Simon continue, and Klaas is going to go back ahead then, so he hasn't lost that much time.
Tell you what, with the amount of stop, I'm really surprised by the amount of stops that they're going to be making this afternoon, but I think it's going to be really exciting to see which teams can consistently get their drivers out ahead.
Yeah, definitely.
Zazolia, is he on the super softs or the softs?
Softs.
Oh, I was going to say, he's carried on.
Yeah, Zazolia's running on the softs. So Ruiz then has come back out in 12th place behind Hutchinson, just ahead of Ellington. But yeah, Klaas van Snelheid though is like right on the back of Adrian Simon, so he's pretty much made up his one pit stop already then.
Yes.
At least on the second DS Mattershort car.
Yeah, and that's important because by the next round
Sykes pits from second.
Ah, there we go. You'd imagine, you would think it was only a matter of time really, but that's really good for his strategy. That means that he can probably afford the last two stints to be 15 laps.
As here we go then, Klaas van Snelheid. He's in the slipstream of the DS Mattershort of Adrian Simon down the straight. He takes the inside line into turn one. Surely Klaas is going to move up to second. Simon, you can't imagine, will fight him too hard, and he doesn't. Klaas van Snelheid into second then here in the United States.
Absolutely. Adrian Simon, knowing that that's a fight he's always going to lose, and just aiming to minimise the time lost, I suppose, in the actual, the whole thing. I don't know. Couldn't think of the word.
Battle?
Yeah, that old chestnut.
I have to say, I should imagine both the Downton and DS Mattershort will be loving this, filling the top four places.
Yeah, this is what we were used to seeing at the start of the season before Westwood and North Star were...
Well, no, to be fair, Franklin were right with them at the start of the season.
When they decided to finish races.
Oh, wow, cruel.
Yeah.
So there's Kanga then, starting lap 35. Now, what would be interesting to see is how far back the others are. Kanga's got a mammoth lead.
Don't forget though, it is a very long pit lane that starts way before the last corner.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, that's a lead and a half.
Perhaps, but look at the pace that Klaas is already showing off.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nathaniel Powers, he is going to dive, and he's crashed and lost part of his front wing. Nathaniel Powers then, I'm not sure what he was playing at. Klaas was able to draft so easily up alongside and past Adrian Simon last time. Powers didn't seem to have the grunt in a straight line. He dived late into turn one, he's misjudged it, and he's lost part of his front wing. And surely he's going to have to dive into the pits.
Absolutely, losing that much of your front wing will really be detriment to your pace. And unfortunately, when Nathaniel Powers was too hesitant in Turkey, in his own words, he was just a bit too eager there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a big moment.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's caused by the damage to the front wing. Similar, we saw that in Austria. He damaged the front wing and the car became incredibly unstable, and that was what ended up putting him out of the race. He's stuck with Adrian Simon though here, so he's obviously not losing masses of time.
Yes, but don't forget he's on those fresh supers, and Simon's on very old softs, obviously looking to make his second stop within the next sort of 7 laps.
True. Let's have a look then as it comes across the top of the screen. Powers hasn't pitted.
True.
So he's obviously going to try and hold this one out.
Yeah, I mean, he's lost the majority of his front left end plate. so that's going to massively
Yeah,
hurt
you
his
can
pace,
see
but
the
I think-
elements from the onboard. He's the yellow one especially, as Klaas van Snelheid puts a couple of laps on some back markers.
For me, if he wanted to take the fight to his teammate Klaas this race, he has just done himself in there.
Yeah, he certainly
He could
hasn't
still
done himself
pit now
any
and have an
favours.
advantage. No, I mean, mind you, no, Powers was the one that was looking like he could make a 4-stop even instead of a 5.
Yeah, more so, because Klaas just pulled out only a 15 lap stint, didn't he?
Yeah. He did a 15, did a 16 and a 15, whereas Powers has done a 16 and a 16, so
And Sykes has done a 17 and a 16.
which is really impressive.
It certainly is. Meanwhile, Beckenbauer is back up to 8th. Obviously, he is now massively out of kilter on pit stops.
Out of what now?
Out of kilter.
Sure.
Trust me, go with it.
Okay. Will do. So yeah, that North Star not only looking pretty pacey, he's looking pretty easy on his tyres.
Yeah, and that is a very difficult combination to get.
Well, yeah, as we all know.
So what have we got here? This is Will Hoskins then, isn't it, on the soft tyres?
Sure.
Just holding a couple of people up as he is getting closer to his second stop.
I tell you what, if there's a driver I've been very impressed with lately, it's been Will Hoskins. The last several races, he's been mixing it up with the fringes of the point scorers. He's been putting in fabulous performances time and again, and it's really good to see Will back on form.
Yeah, massively. I mean, let's have a look at it. The last 4 races, Portugal, he was 11th. Turkey, he was 11th. Bahrain, he was 13th. And Canada, he was, well, I'm sure you can guess, 11th.
Yeah. That said, I think he's just made his pit stop or something because he's just lost a whole bunch of positions. But even so, like, he's been doing a really good job on a car that's very underfunded, and I suppose that's another team we could talk about, AMR.
What a beautiful segue.
Thank you. I've been, I would say I've been working on it, but I haven't.
I would say that was nice. Yes, AMR, who, well, I mean, where do we start with this one? AMR joined the series back in 2014 as Force Australia. They then had the Australasia Motoring Research Autosport company thingy take them over.
Yeah, that's their official title.
Yeah, good. And therefore the team became AMR. In the last couple of months, however, it's been announced that they've been having some financial difficulties, and the Australasia Motorsport Research Company have pulled out, leaving obviously AMR in a very tricky situation. However, 3 former employees of the company, and I'm going to read this up because I can't remember who they are, Adrian Arnello, Jan Milner and Brad Ronson, have decided to take over the team and run it as Arnello, Milner and Ronson Autosport, and therefore by doing that they're able to keep the AMR name, which is quite hilarious when you consider AMR have now left the series and been replaced by well, that'll be AMR then.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of those things
if you're
you
still
just
with us
can't
at
make up.
home, round of applause.
It's one of those things like you just couldn't you just couldn't make that up. It's good to see the team carry on with substantial backing, and hopefully it's enough to actually make them competitive. They've obviously not had an easy run of it. They struggled in their first season as Forza Australia. Obviously, I think their second season they got their first podium.
They haven't had a podium.
They haven't. Oh no, they just had a pretty decent performance in the wet from Bayer.
Yeah, they should have done.
Oh,
as we've got problems there, and that's Powers up the inside of Simon as a result of the. Oh, Simon's off the track.
Simon's off.
Not sure what was going on there. I saw the Meteor was struggling, looked as though he was holding him up there, but I'm not sure how Simon ended up in the gravel.
Your guess is as good as mine, my dude.
Well, I'm sure we'll see a replay any moment. But yeah, hopefully... Oh, here we go then. So, up on 2 wheels. Oh, and he got onto the curb. Pretty swift
much
recovery, though.
Oh, yeah. Safe recovery as well, which is what we like to see. But that's massively hurt his position.
Yeah, it will have done. That pit stop that he had in hand, he's now lost to both Downtons and Giordano.
And you can only imagine that if he's going to lose ground, then he's going to lose even more of it. Quite well, obviously, from losing that time. Do you know what I knew what I meant?
We've got a yellow flag in the final sector.
We have indeed.
And it's gone.
So clearly not a big issue.
Well, Beckenbauer's dropping down. Oh no, but he should be pitting, shouldn't he? Yeah, there he is. God, I was going to say, what a way to go from that'd be bad to worse, wouldn't it, for Beckenbauer?
I think bad to worse would be an understatement there, Bradley.
But yeah, so just was up onto 2 wheels, going to class functional.
I've got to say, in comparison to our previous races at this venue, this is quite a tame one.
It is, but we've got the varying strategies coming into play here, which is
oh yeah, it's really
spicing
good
it up.
to see. So Halverson will be making a one-stop strategy work today.
To be fair, you'd hope so.
Yeah. If he didn't make a one-stop, you wonder what on earth he was doing to his tyres.
But having said that, he's 23rd and still has a stop to make.
You never know, Bradley. You never know. Just got to believe.
Yeah.
Oh, Schneider comes together with Hoskins. Oh, that was looking like he had a bit of a rear lockup going into that corner and just. Oh.
Yeah, the two of them still wheel to wheel, but Schneider wins out now then and moves up into 12th place.
Yeah. And Hoskins looked like he lost quite a lot of momentum in that final corner actually as well.
As
that's how you do it, Simon.
The Adrian Simon just flying past back markers.
Yeah.
It was like it was stood still, wasn't it? As we've got another yellow flag in the final sector. So I wonder if there's debris or something.
It's a long yellow flag as well. Someone, I'm going to keep my eye on the left-hand side of the screen.
To see if anyone drops down. Oh, we've got Kanga into the pits.
Now that's not good.
So Kanga pits then. Yeah, Klaas has only just gone by though, and Kanga only has the rest of the pit lane to go. I mean, Powers is going to go by as well, and so is Giordano.
Yeah.
But he's now made the same number of stops, and he's only just behind them. Is he going to get out ahead of his teammate, Adrian Simon?
Nope.
What a coup this would be. Has he managed to make up a whole pit stop on his teammate? He has.
And Simon will be ruining that mistake.
Absolutely. But Kanga's driven brilliantly so far.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
As
into the pits comes Hutchinson.
This is Ollia.
That guy as well, I guess.
As Carl Beckenbauer pumps in another fastest lap.
Wow.
Has he just pitted again?
Oh, there goes Hutchinson. He's just turned around. Judson Sykes.
Oh no!
Oh. Sykes is going to have to pit again. Hutchinson's going to have to pit again. Very quick reactions there from Will Hoskins. Coming around that corner at speed. Admittedly, he shouldn't have been, but... And look at how much time he's lost. He's already been caught by Beckenbauer because of that incident.
Yeah, what a disaster. As we've got more cars into the pits, so this must be the super soft runner, surely. No, the softs for their second stop, isn't it? So this is Hutchinson then. He hit the curb on the inside, launched himself into the air, and then desperate to try and fight back. Well, that was just stupid.
That was... I know Hutchinson wouldn't have liked to lose that spot, but there's so many other places to get it back, as Adrian Simon pits from 3rd place.
Third? He was 5th.
Oh yeah, he was, wasn't he? I was thinking of Kanga.
Kanga was leading.
Your face was leading, shush.
No, it wasn't. Anyway, my face isn't on the cards. Beckenbauer bangs in another fastest lap on those fresh supers.
He's certainly giving it what for on those tyres.
I dare say he's easily proving to be the quickest car out there today.
Beckenbauer's going to make his way back into the points at this rate.
He's only 2 places outside.
Yeah, and don't forget, we've got all the super soft tyred runners yet to make another start.
Which he's already made.
Is impressive.
Certainly is.
He's only got to make 2 more. Yeah, and everyone else in front of him's got to make 2 more, and with this undercut that he's got going on, it's going to be tight for him, but I think he can do it if he keeps.
And some of those in front of him might have to make 3 more.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Hadn't thought of that. And that would truly promote Beckenbauer up the standings. Now Hutchinson and Sykes have not pitted yet.
Well, no, but to be fair, I mean, Powers took quite a bit of damage to his front wing and he didn't pit either.
No, very true.
So maybe the driver's feeling it's not massively affecting them, but Sykes is now coming under huge pressure from his teammate Beckenbauer. Surely he's got to let him go. You'd imagine the order from the pit wall would be to let him go, but he's not. As we've got a replay here of Jochen van Schnellheid losing it on his own. Oh, there goes. That's Jochen out. To be fair, that's probably the safest place for him.
To think that's the kind of driver that Westwood and Franklin turned down.
Yeah, it surprises me. Halverson's pitted and he's now last. Oh! As up onto 2 wheels goes Adrian Simon.
Oh yeah, he's last.
Yeah, because Jochen's out.
Listen.
We just watched that. Oh! Campos has hit Powers! Diego Campos has hit Nathaniel Powers. Turning around at turn 1. He's just about got away with it and not lost any positions, but he will have lost a little bit more time yet again to Klaas van Schnellheid.
Yeah, that was I don't even know what happened there, but that's just not cricket, Bradley. That was ridiculous.
It's not cricket.
That's just not cricket. It's a saying. Like, that's just not snooker.
I've never heard that saying, either of them. Beckenbauer's still behind Sykes.
Yeah, this is only going to harm his comeback into the points. Judson, he's been driving a good race, but
needs to know when to play the team game.
Yeah,
and it's
he's
now.
Not as fast as Carl. Carl Beckenbauer has definitely got a pace advantage over Judson Sykes.
Yeah, he's got the bit between his teeth, hasn't he?
I don't know what that means.
It means he's on it.
Giordano pits, so he's the first of the super soft tired runners at the end of lap 45.
Yeah, so that's 3:15 laps in, so that's really not looking good for Giordano.
No,
into the pits as well comes Klaas van Schnellheid. This is at the end of lap... No, 46. They've both pitted at the end of lap 46.
Oh.
It was because Klaas had pitted and hadn't crossed the line.
It's still quite close for Klaas and...
yeah, so that's one 16 lap stint and 2 15 lap stints then for both Klaas and Giordano. That's that could really cost them.
Well, yeah, I think by this point they've committed to a 5 stop. There's no way they can make the last 2 stops go 30. That would be 32 laps, 33.
With both, if they manage both stints doing 16 laps, which you know, you'd be less fuel in the car. It is possible. But both of them now have to do 2 16 lap stints, and if they don't, they're going to be on a 5 stop, and that's going to massively harm their race.
No, if they can make 1 16 lap stint, they wouldn't pit at the end of lap 77, would they?
No, that's true. Actually, they shouldn't do. As Powers pits as well, then I wonder if they're going to do a longer stop and replace that front wing.
It wouldn't surprise me, just so that he doesn't lose all that much speed.
Well, he's obviously not been in the pit box that long, because he's already back in the fast lane of the pit lane.
Yeah, we'll hope to get a shot of his front wing.
We certainly will. We're tracking him, but from behind, this isn't really helping.
The undercut looks to be massive around here.
Yeah, I'd say.
Look at how much ground Kinnaman's lost on Giordano there.
And he's behind both Sykes and Beckenbauer. Sykes hasn't pitted yet, to be fair. Beckenbauer would be absolutely delighted when he does.
Oh yeah, it'll massively release him pace-wise.
As Schneider rejoins in, 14th? Is he going to get 13th? He is.
Yes, that's very close there. Wagner saw him coming out. I think where Finn's got a bit of a ruthless reputation, Elroy just thought that's not worth messing with.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a painful race though for Schneider, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's struggled to make his way into the points. He spent a little bit of his second stint in the pits after that. He just hasn't in the points, sorry, not the pits. After that, he just hasn't seemed to be able to find his way back into the.
Yeah, he got that great start, having qualified only 13th. He got that great start on the open lap, was up to 10th, and well, now he's back in 13th again.
Well, we didn't see what happened that put him back about 4 spots, so.
No, very true.
That would be really nice to see, but it won't be very relevant now as we've got, I think that's Dwyer in the pits?
Ellington, he was running 4th, but obviously he's just made his 3rd stop around now.
Yes, he has. So yeah, been a bit of a tough race for the young Finn. Been a tough race for the Westwoods full stop, to be honest.
Yeah, both of their young Finns.
Tumo's not that young.
Really? That's the hole you're going to pick in that one?
Yeah. I do like the pun though.
As
Wagner,
both Lopez's then hit at the same time, and they're going to rejoin in 17th and 18th place. Harding still ahead.
Yeah, not bad. Very impressive work from the Australian laddie there.
It is, considering he's being dropped.
Yeah, but I mean, no one's surprised by that. Let's be honest.
No,
bit of a
true.
lock up there on the way into turn 1.
Oh!
From class as a massive moment. Sends him
Jeez.
sliding almost into the gravel. Sykes makes his 3rd stop.
Yeah, and finally he gets out of Beckenbauer's way then. I can imagine the German will have been on the team radio, and he won't have been particularly impressed by that.
I think they would have heard some choice language, shall I
Yes,
say.
do you know any German swear words? Because I get the feeling if we heard that team radio, we might learn quite a few.
Indeed. And while we aim to provide an entertaining but educational experience, you can see how much they're being held up through that chicane there, the super runners. And Ruiz is going to capitalise now, going up the inside of Tumo Kinnaman. Kinnaman, oh, they're 3 wide. Kinnaman has to yield, and that puts Ruiz up 2 spots into 7th place.
Yeah, I think Kinnaman pulled out really late there to put the to overtake Zazolia, and I think he just went too deep and had to try and cut back before ending up on the grass, and that allowed Ruiz through.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fantastically read by Ruiz though. Who will now set about chasing down Beckenbauer, hopefully, who should be in the pits in the next few laps.
Yes, he will, won't he?
This race is mad. Not bad, but it's tense. It's tense, that's for sure.
Right, massively tense.
Ooh, bit of a moment there from Diego Campos, who, gotta say, is having a mediocre afternoon at best.
Well, yeah, but would you expect any more?
Well, no, absolutely not, but still a shame on his last ever
Well,
V-Prix.
what we expect to be his last ever V-Prix hasn't actually officially retired yet. You know, there might be another team out there that may, for some reason, decide to bring him back.
If you were a superhero, your name would be Mr. Pedanticism.
Yeah, you're probably pretty spot on there, to be honest. Because there's no other superpower that I possess.
AIDS?
No.
That's probably not something I should have joked about, but here we are. So, Giordano in for quite an early stop. He's lost his front wing.
Oh yeah, so he has.
So Giordano then being hauled massively for a long time, so that's what, 26 laps. That's still another 2 stops he has to make.
Ouch. So what happened here then? It's one of the meteors again. It's Harrison. Oh, wow. I mean, that Harrison's fault. I don't think there was an awful lot he could have done about it. He hit the curb on the inside and it just kind of tobogganed the car wide, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Harrison was on the curbs. Yes, he got unsettled, nothing he could do. Giordano arguably could have read that the car was, visibly upset in front of him.
But having said that, Harrison was a backmarker, should have backed out.
No, I mean, it wasn't even a corner. Like, Giordano wasn't really that close on approach. I would have argued that. Like, if you're asking Harrison to back out at that point, Harrison to back out at that stage, how early?
No, I just said Giordano was close enough.
Guess we'll have to disagree to agree. No, agree to disagree.
Yeah, that one.
I got it right. I'm a genius.
Well, kind of.
Don't worry. Kinema going very defensive for some reason. Not sure why. Schneider, though, has made up a lot of ground on him.
Schneider's suddenly 9th.
Yeah, we talked about him having a really rough race. Well, he's only about 10 seconds behind Tumo now. And he started off way further back than that. Probably about 20 or 30.
Yeah, he certainly turned that one round. Let's hope for his sake it continues.
Absolutely. Westwood are interesting.
Giordano goes up onto 2 wheels.
I wouldn't do that, Puccio. It's not good for the health of your car.
No, he's already lost one front wing.
Is Zolia past Kinnaman?
Pass?
Well, that's what I'm asking. I think he has.
Very funny.
I am hilarious.
Nah, debatable.
Well, the current standings are anything to go by. Beckenbauer stands to nail himself a top 5 finish if he can keep this pace going.
Yeah, what an incredible, impressive response that would be.
Yeah, that would be two top drives in a row now.
I dare say, Beckenbauer really could have won this one.
I think, given the pace that he's shown off today, he definitely could have.
Who have we got there? That's Giordano trying to fight his way. No, yeah, Giordano fighting his way back past Hoskins, isn't it?
Yes. Takes the place, moves up to 13th position.
Now, was that something you wanted to talk about, seats for next year?
Yes.
No, we covered it briefly. Well, we covered it a bit in Canada. We kept trying to go to it, didn't we? And,
we did, but everything was just kind of going off all at once. Obviously, there's only 3 seats remaining. Well, theoretically 5, depending on whether, obviously, a mystery 13th team is granted entry to the series.
Indeed.
We've got 2 seats at that potential new team. We've got a seat at Ingram and 2 seats still at Franklin. What do you reckon? What are your thoughts, Bradley? Give me your thoughts.
Very much the same as they were last week.
Oh yes.
I'm expecting Matson to be at Ingram alongside Vasquez. Because frankly, Matson over Milkovic every day of the week.
I'm pretty sure Matson has been re-signed.
He has, so is Milkovic.
Oh, I see. Talking about who's racing.
Yeah. And Franklin, well, it's going to be Ruiz, and honestly, I'd be very surprised if the driver alongside Ruiz wasn't the driver that wasn't taken by Ingram.
You've lost me.
So Ingram are going to decide either Matson or Milkovic alongside Vasquez. I fully expect the one that isn't chosen to be alongside Ruiz at Franklin.
See, I disagree.
Well, technical partners, it would make sense in my mind.
Yeah, but don't forget, Davenport and Inman have been freed up on the driver market, and Inman, while he was beaten in the end kind of considerably by Simon.
Well, not really. There was only a couple of points in it.
Yeah, true. Well, then even with with that in mind, then.
Yeah, but Inman this year he's been given a car that's not capable of winning, and sad to say, and to be fair, he hasn't really done anything impressive with it whatsoever.
No,
last year he finished 2 points behind Simon.
Wow. I didn't realise it was that close. I think
Having said that, he is ahead of Davenport this season.
Yeah, I think Inman or Davenport will find themselves with a drive next year. Maybe not both, but one of them. Unless the new team can somehow find a way to carry across the contracts of that pair.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see. But where would they fit in? As you just said, we've got 3 seats. One of them is already between 2 drivers. One of them, you'd imagine, is going to go to Ruiz, and that leaves 1.
Yeah. It's very. I personally feel like Davenport does deserve
in the
drive.
pit, sorry.
Oh, so he pits them from 5th position. See where he drops down to. Obviously, after this, with 1 more stop to make. So he made a 16 lap stint here.
Yeah, he
should comfortably do it with 1 more stop after this.
Well, he will comfortably do it, barring any further incidents.
Exactly. Very good point.
But yeah, I mean, maybe Davenport does deserve a seat. He's one of the few drivers that have been that have participated in every race.
Yeah. Obviously, that list is growing ever smaller. I think it now just consists of Simon, Powers, Kinnaman, and Davenport. I could be wrong. Oh, and Hoskins.
And I'm sure there are a couple of others.
Oh, it's not Matson.
No, but it hasn't been Matson since mid-2014.
Oh, alright.
When he was replaced in similar races by Jared Lindsay.
Oh,
that was very close. Yeah, the list of drivers that have done every race. Have we got some action here?
I can't tell what's going on.
We've got cars all over the place down the pit straight.
Okay, Harrison's being lapped. We've got Sykes going wheel to wheel with Arden Hutchinson for the final point scoring position.
Giordano's in there as well. Oh, Hutchinson clips the curb on the inside. That's going to give Giordano a run, and he sweeps around the outside, does the Italian up into 11th.
And Hutchinson learns from his mistakes, does not try and launch a move up the inside this time.
Hallelujah.
Can I just say, what a standout drive in the last 2 stints Schneider has pulled off. I mean, we were literally obviously just talking about how badly he was doing, but he's right on the back of Kinnaman. Kinnaman was sick, started sick. Schneider started 13th, then dropped back to about 13th, 14th, and has still managed to fight his way back up to on the back of his teammate.
Yeah, that's mighty impressive. Both on the supers. As into the pits comes Kinnaman.
Kinnaman, that's an early start. End of lap 58. 9. One of them. End of lap 58. That's a 5 stop for Timo Kinnaman. Surely.
Oh, he's lost his front wing.
Oh, that'll be why.
So what's gone on there then? So that'll be why Schneider closed up. Oh wow, that was silly. I mean, to be fair, Campos was kind of there when he shouldn't have been. But you'd have thought Kinnaman would have backed out of lapping him there and just waited for the straight.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's another case for me. 6-1, half a dozen the other. It's a case of, yes, Diego Campos shouldn't have been in the way, but it comes down to common sense, you know? You can't expect these drivers to just disappear. They've still got to occupy a piece of tarmac.
Yeah.
So, silly mistake there from Timo. A shame, because he was driving I suppose a decent race, nothing spectacular. But we've not seen many mistakes like that this season from him.
No, he's had a very, very solid season indeed. But on the plus side, he is going to now have an advantage on everyone else who's going to be doing a 5-stop, because he's going to have that, 3 or 4 lap undercut again.
Yes, true.
Similar to Beckenbauer.
But then he'll have to pit, roughly around there. To be fair, I would expect some of the super soft runners in around now, so he wouldn't have lost that much time. He'll have only lost time in the pit box.
Yeah, it should be another lap or 2, shouldn't it? I think the pit window's open.
So provided he's not stuck right up the gearbox of Harding, he should be able to make some progress.
That would be a bad place to be. Yeah, the list of drivers that have done every race: Davenport, Hoskins, Kinnaman, Powers, Simon, and Wagner.
Yeah, so it's growing ever smaller.
Just the 6 of them now.
Yeah. Obviously, with Hoskins, Kinnaman, you'd argue Ruiz with confirmed drivers for next year. Simon, yeah. Davenport then might be etched off that list if he can't find himself a seat for Australia 2018.
He could well be. Is Beckenbauer then looking to get up and past Arden Hutchinson, having made his 5th stop?
Yes.
Meanwhile, Kanga out front, he's still got a very, very healthy advantage. I think he's looking pretty good for this.
He is. Klaas hasn't really been able to get close to him this stint.
No, neither of the Downtons have been able to close him in. And that one less stop. Don't want to jinx it, but he's got what? 16 laps? Oh, but he's in traffic as Klaas pits then. So Klaas van Snelheid at the end of lap 61, he's going to have to make a 5th stop.
Oh, if he can make his tyres go 16 laps, he'll get to lap 77 and he won't pit.
Jesus, that's going to be tight.
Yeah, and then he runs the risk of a puncture on lap 78.
Powers, meanwhile, has continued on. So Powers is going to pit at the end of lap 62, you'd imagine. Powers is on a 4th stop.
That's crucial. Extremely crucial there.
Absolutely.
In fact, Klaas is the only one in the top 10 to have actually made that 4th stop now.
He is, but having said that, he's made that additional stop. He's still fed out in 3rd place. You think the way it runs now, they've all got one more stop to make?
Right in front of Simon though. Simon, I reckon, with the undercut, might be able to do something about Klaas.
Yeah, that's very possible actually. When are they going to be pitting then, the soft type on this?
Any lap now.
You'd imagine up in front, Powers is diving into the pits.
Probably.
Surely.
If he doesn't though, then fair play. He's just, meaning he can thrash his tyres and fuel himself lower for the last stint.
Well, the fuel level is set at the start of the race.
I forget this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, that's just mean.
Yeah.
Incredibly, no one's pitted this time round. As Ellington, oh no, he's just putting a lap. Ellington's back up to 7th.
What is?
He's yo-yoed a bit this race as well.
Hutchinson pits, so one guy pits.
You had to go and prove me wrong, didn't you, Arden?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that's an announcement that we've had between Canada and here, isn't it?
Yes.
And that's where one of the seats has gone. Arden Hutchinson will be leaving first at the end of this season, despite having done impressively well for them, as Kanga pits from the lead. And he will be replaced by, I think, as was widely expected in the paddock, Felix Perez.
Yeah. Hang on, Klaas might be able to take the lead here.
Yeah, we'll cover the pit stops first then. Powers and Kanga both pit. Where are they going to come back out in relation to Klaas? Klaas is swept round. Really close. He's going to be past Powers. It's going to be very, very tight between Klaas and Kanga. But let's not forget, Kanga does not need to pit again. Klaas will, but he does lead then. Is Simon, where's Simon going to come out in relation to them? Well, Simon hasn't pitted. Kanga right on the tail of Klaas van Snelheid.
Yeah. You know what? We've spoken about Kanga in depth this season, and he was re-signed by DS Matthershaw, despite some would argue some rather inconsistent performances. But today he has truly been a top-class driver. He's delivered top-class drives. It's been fantastic to watch.
Yeah, well, I'm going to come back to Kanga. I just want to touch on the Perez story. I think it's, it's something we were all expecting. He is leading the FP2 series at the moment, and I'm really excited to see Perez in the car next year.
Yeah?
Especially alongside Zolia.
I've not seen him race, so...
Trust me, I think we're in... I think Perez could be a talent. But yeah, going back to Kanga though, I think touch wood and barring any dramas, which I really hope don't befall him now, I think he looks pretty odds on for this one. And we've said all season his racecraft has been absolutely brilliant. He always seems to get himself right up there. As Simon makes his final stop then, I believe, because Powers has just gone past him. We've always said, you know, Kanga's letdown has been his qualifying. He always seems to end up somewhere in the midfield. And it was always a case of, I wonder what he could do if he could qualify near the front. Well, here we go. It's the first time he's really put in a strong qualifying performance. He started 4th, and look at this. He looks as though he's potentially going to win here, and to be fair, by quite a margin. Oh, we've got Judson Sykes round to turn 1.
Oh, and he nearly goes into the path of Diego Campos there. That's not going to help his race at all, nor his teammates, who looked like he was held up.
Oh, round again,
there goes
and that's
Inman.
Klaas that's been involved there with one of the funds at the towards the back of the field.
This could be the USA madness that we tend to see happening in the dying laps of the V-Prix.
Don't say that.
Nah, but it'd be brilliant if it was.
No, it wouldn't.
It would too, though.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it would.
As Nathaniel Powers sets the fastest lap.
Destroys it.
What a time.
4/10. Oh. Bit of a wee little moment there.
As the back marker that Klaas, well, presumed Klaas just collided with is getting in Powers' way. I think that's Inman. But Powers beautifully slipped back up the inside of him.
Yes. Sykes in the pits.
Who is?
Sykes.
Ah. Oh, well, that ruins it. I was just about to say, look at the top 8 that we've got. Downton, DS Mathershaw, Downton, DS Mathershaw, Franklin, North Star, but Sykes has ruined it.
Sykes ruins everything. I was
That's
about to say
a bit harsh.
Hoskins was doing a really good job in 9th until he made a pit stop.
Yeah, and that's Hoskins' last stop of the race, is it not?
Yes.
So to be fair, he's right behind Sykes. There could be potentially a points position there for him. We will have to wait and see.
Depends on the kind of pace he can get together.
It does, as that's Ruiz. Right up with Carl Beckenbauer then.
Oh, Carl gets squeezed by a back marker, no less. That's Joachim van Snelheid.
No, Joachim's out. It's Noah Sinky.
Could have been Joachim though.
Couldn't. He put it in the wall earlier and lost his rear wing and a wheel. I apologise at home for any headphone users.
Gosh, hope that wasn't too loud. Didn't put it right up against my mouth or anything.
Yeah, she did.
Look, the Ingram boys are in again.
They seem to like pitting together, don't they?
They do.
Do you reckon they're attached by some sort of invisible?
Nice one, Bradley. Very
Invisible
English.
bungee cord.
No, I think they're attached by an invisible bungee cord.
Good stuff.
No thanks. So, Klaas van Snelheid. I'll say, Kanga doesn't look like he's losing touch with him at all.
No, and Klaas with what we presume is going to be another pit stop. But if he doesn't, I
think Kanga will have him.
hardly. He's on the harder tyre.
Yeah, and we've seen this race that that's not really.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's. I mean, obviously it's slightly slower because it's not massively slower, but I don't think it's anywhere near enough for Kango to be able to pull a moon.
You do raise a valid point, white boy. Giordano pits again from P6.
Yeah, and where's he going to feed back out? Both Schneider. Oh, Schneider's jumped Kinnaman. Oh yeah, Kinnaman pitted with a broken front wing, didn't he?
Yes.
I apologise. I forgot.
Gotta say, Schneider emerged right in front of Kinnaman. From there, Kinnaman has looked like he's just done nothing but lose time.
Yeah, although, well, to be fair, Kinnaman's not that far back.
No. But I think he will consider this a poor race on his part.
Oh yeah, I'd say so. There's Klaas, well, he's eked out a little bit of time on Kangaroo, hasn't he? But to be fair, he's going to have to pit again in a couple of laps.
Yeah,
You'd
it's not gonna
imagine.
be enough.
And this is, well, yeah, there's no way they're going to be enough for a pit stop.
Hey, Bradley, look at the lap counter. It's Timo Kinnaman's race number. How spooky is that?
Yes. And do you know what it will be next lap?
Finn Schneider's race number.
I know. Oh.
That's even spookier. I thought Halloween was past.
I apologise to everyone.
I'll slap your soul out of your body.
You'll do no such thing.
Fine. But know that I fantasize about it.
That's just a little bit weird.
Yeah.
As Giordano then is attacking Hutchinson for 11th place. Ahead of them, they've got a couple of cars as well, including a back marker of Halverson. We thought at the start of the day it was going to be a poor race for Halverson, and well, it has been.
I mean, he's behind an Ocelot. You'd imagine he'd be behind two if one of them had actually been able to make it round to the finish, but
that's an Ocelot that has to pit again, though. To be fair.
What? I still fancy Novosinki's chances.
Although, actually, I can't remember when we weren't really watching. I don't know when the medium tide runners pitted, so
I know
maybe we won't have to pit again.
I know for a fact they pitted before the halfway mark.
Oh, so we will have to pit again.
Yeah.
Oh, there was debris there. And there.
That. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Look,
Why?
AMRE.
AMRE.
I don't know. Give me a break.
Well, let's see. No one looks so. Someone's missing bits of a front wing out there somewhere.
We got one of the Westwoods being attacked by a back marker.
Yeah, I just thought that.
Like, Jesus, Tumo, just step up the pace a little bit. Oh, mind you, he's due in for a pit stop soon, isn't he?
He is, yes.
I'd be stunned if he stretches that out. I think there's a chance for class, maybe, but Kinnaman.
Yeah.
In comes an AMR. What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
But we don't know that that's for damage.
It's okay. Oh, big moment there from Kanga.
Yeah, Kanga's really taking liberties with the curves, isn't he?
Yeah, he's. You can tell he's driving with a lot of passion today. This is the kind of Alar Kanga that I think Robert Mapishore has been wanting us to see, and this is what I think he believed in, is this kind of, okay, once you've qualified at the front, you can do it kind of thing.
Yeah, very much so. But I think, to be honest, even as spectators, we all thought that.
Kinda. I kinda just figured Alar wasn't capable of qualifying that far up. Some people aren't.
No, that's true.
I mean, the thing is that there's an immense amount of pressure. Like, people say, oh, it's one lap, it's nothing compared to a race. In a race, you can get yourself set up with a rhythm. In qualifying, you've got that one lap. You've maybe got 20 minutes or 20 laps worth to... I just completely contradicted myself. Okay, you've got that one lap that you need to kind of bring that car up to speed for, and just nail every single apex, every braking zone, every traction zone. Oh, Giordano with a brave move on the inside. He's lapping someone, never mind. That's not even the first time I've done that.
Nope.
I did it last race as well.
And there we go, Nowasinki comes into the pits.
Now then, let's see where he comes out in comparison to Johan Halverson.
Yeah, this is the battle then to not be last.
Indeed.
I have no idea where Halverson is on the track.
Nail-biting stuff. This is a battle I want to see.
Yeah, snap. But we're not... Halverson's gone through!
Ooh,
and Nowasinki's still well in the pit. Yeah, Nowasinki's stuff.
Yeah. Never mind.
Well, that was that battle over pretty quickly, wasn't it?
Yeah. Never mind. Ocelot back to their natural habitat, if you will.
Yeah, but closer than we've seen them in recent races, though admittedly Halverson is on the hard tyre.
Beckenbauer makes his 6th pit stop of the day.
As we've
Big
got a yellow
in
flag
Sector
in
1.
Sector 1.
Uh-oh, that's where the leaders are.
Don't say that. Oh, there's a Downton without a front wing. It's Class without a front wing. Dwyer without a wheel. Hugh Dwyer is out of this race. There's a pile up. Powers. Nathaniel Powers is caught up. We've got absolute carnage.
Oh, this is madness. Oh my God, what's going on?
Simon's in there as well.
Oh my God.
Simon's pushed his way through.
Powers is out. Okay, the track is clear.
Powers has got away, but he's without a front wing.
Oh, and now there's a Holmquist losing a wee bit of front ring on the...
Here comes Class into the pits then. Class also lost his front wing. Caught up in that.
Yeah, Kanga, I think, escaped unscathed.
Well, if Kanga wasn't going to win before, he certainly is now. Class was going to have to make another pit stop anyway. So, I mean, this isn't... He's probably lost a bit of time, but it's probably not going to cost him a huge amount. Powers is going to be the one who's lost out the most here.
Stop. Simon making a long stop. Powers has to make a long stop.
Has Simon got damage? I don't think Simon's got damage.
Simon has. He's lost his front wing.
Nowasinki's lost his front wing and is into the pits. There were so many cars caught up in that.
Class is only just exiting the pits. No, Simon
Powers in, but there's collision in the pit lane.
Oh, what happened? Where?
There was a collision in the pit lane behind, and I'm not sure what happened, but Powers was involved.
Oh no, that's disastrous.
Klaus van Snelheid then rejoins in 4th. Kanga leads. Simon hasn't pitted. I didn't think Simon had damage.
Beckenbauer, the big winner, has made his way back up to 6th position. Unbelievable.
That's Powers. Powers is out of the race.
Oh my God.
Nathaniel Powers, the championship leader, is out of the race in the pit lane.
Oh no. Oh dear.
And he sat in the car.
And with Klaas as far back as he is.
His head in his hands. Powers absolutely devastated. Klaas van Snelheid, who was also caught up in that earlier incident, we've got to have replays of this, has dropped to 4th place, but with Powers out, that would put the championship lead down to 2 points.
That's that. There's that USA.
Right, I think this is it. This is the replay. So it was Dwyer and Halverson who collided initially that caused the chaos. This is on board with Milkovic. Milkovic so lucky not to be hit in the head by a wheel. Milkovic had nowhere to go. Campos kind of joined the party and parked up behind his teammate. And this was Powers. Powers came in and he slowed up. And
front wing popped off.
Yeah.
I think the crucial thing here, though.
No, that was Klaas. Sorry, this is Powers. Powers came in far too quickly.
Oh my God, that's just terrifying.
So what happened in the pit lane is this is on board with Harrison then. So Powers pulls into his stop and Harrison just ran into him.
Harrison's just wiped him out.
Powers pulled into his pit box and Harrison just plain ran into the back of him.
Oh dearie me,
that is absolutely disgusting.
And out of all of this, the DS Mathasure guys of Kanga and Simon are set for a 1-2 with Ruiz set to pick up a 3rd place. Unless Klaas has got anything to say about it, but you'd imagine he's a bit too far away.
Surely he's too far back.
Oh, like I say, though, Beckenbauer, a massive winner in that situation. I think one thing we need to talk about, though, is that Halverson's car was sat there on fire for a long time and he couldn't get out just because there were cars still speeding around that corner. It was too unsafe, so hopefully he's not sustained any significant burn injuries, but...
Yeah, God, it looked as though it was pretty much confined to the rear of the car. I think he should be absolutely fine, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Frankly, to be fair, Powers was lucky not to take himself out in that incident, coming into that incident far too quickly.
Yeah, I think Powers' driving on the approach to that incident was arguably worse than Harrison's driving in the pit lane.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, Bradley.
just drove into someone.
So that's exactly what Powers did. He saw there was a pile-up and did not ease off at all.
He eased off, but not enough.
He eased off because it's a corner, not because there was a pile-up.
You go back and watch that. He had backed off, but not as much as he should have done, admittedly.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Ruiz is right on the back of Adrian Simon. And DS Mathishaw have suddenly found themselves in a 1-2. But I was kind of waiting for you to say something. I think Harry's having a couple of problems with his microphone here at the moment. Meanwhile, as we see... Well, that's Giordano passing Beckenbauer. Sorry, I totally missed that. Giordano has gone up to 6th place then, past Carl Beckenbauer. As Alar Kanga starts the final lap here at Indianapolis. Ruiz all over the back of Adrian Simon for what is going to be 2nd place. And, well, that's a battle that we very much look forward to over this final lap. They've only got a minute to sort it out between themselves. I don't think Klaas is going to be anywhere nearby to potentially get involved in that. But well, this has been the man of the day. Even before that incident that we've just had that eliminated the championship leader, Alar Kanga has he's really been in a class of his own. We've waited all season. His racecraft's been incredible. We've waited all season for him to put in a solid qualifying performance and use his racecraft at the front. He's finally done that. He qualified 4th yesterday, and Alar Kanga rounds the final corner at Indianapolis to become a winner in Formula Virtual. Kanga is the winner here at the United States V-Prix of 2017. What a fantastic drive from the young Estonian. Many have questioned in the paddock whether they thought he could actually pull this off. And, well, he's proved them all wrong. Adrian Simon is going to come home in 2nd place. Ruiz is 3rd. And Klaas actually did close up an awful lot on the final lap. They're right, nose to tail over the line. But 4th place for Klaas van Snelwijk. He would have hoped for more. However, a no score for his teammate Powers is going to do massive things in the championship. Schneider home for a brilliant 5th, a really yo-yoing race for the Swiss driver. Giordano 6th, passing Beckenbauer, who pulled off a stunning recovery to take 7th place. Ellington 8th, Zazolia 9th, and Judson Sykes rounding out the point scorers ahead of Will Hoskins, who just misses out for the 4th time in 5 races. So unfortunate. But Alar Kanga, what a truly incredible drive. He had this one under control pretty much the whole way through. Alar Kanga wins in the United States. So Alar Kanga wins his maiden V-Prix then here in the United States. Leads home teammate Adrian Simon for DS Matishaw's first 1-2 of the season. Enrique Ruiz picks up the final podium spot after the melee in the last few laps, with Klaas van Snelwijk only managing 4th. It was a solid comeback from both Finn Schneider and Carl Beckenbauer, while there down at the back Nathaniel Powers was a notable retirement, and that is huge in the Drivers' Championship. Impressively, Powers still leads, but the gap is down to just 2 points with only 2 races and 50 points remaining in this championship. Enrique Ruiz's podium has moved him level on points with Kinnaman, but ahead by virtue of having won a race. And Alar Kanga's victory moves him up the championship as well, ahead of Finn Schneider. In the constructors then, obviously that was wrapped up. The gap between Downton and DS Mathishaw 205. Westwood have slipped back, Franklin close in, and North Star are closing in on 1st as well. But that's all from our race here in Indianapolis. So from both me and Harry, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time for round 17 from Mexico City, Mexico.